It took me 1 year to save 300K for my masterclass training. But by the time I went back for the training, the price was already 500K. By the time I was opening this space, I told myself that no customer will walk in here and not see what they like. I have always loved crafts. I've always loved to create things with my hands. But I always tell people that shoemaking found me. William Suchemba! Every time I'm watching your video, I'm looking at your leg. I feel like I should be able to measure your leg from your video and just make you a shoe and just deliver it.
Vicky.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
How's work?
Fine, fine.
Good, good. Nice to meet you and your people. Hello, people. Hi. Well done, guys. Hey, guys. If you have ever thought of following your dreams against all odds, this is an interview you don't want to miss. Trust me. I have with me a creative lady, passionate entrepreneur, and a beauty as it is. If you know Agbani Darego, this is Agbani Darego of leather industry. I must tell you. Please meet Victoria Ezenachukwu.
Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, they say.
It is, you are. So what you are doing actually caught our attention, and it's amazing. And we would love to be recognized with you. And I love what you are doing.
Thank you.
So how can you please tell us your story, how you started, what makes you introduce yourself to us and let us know your story.
Hey dear, my name is Ezenachukwu Victoria Chinonyerem. I'm from Anambra State and I am a graduate of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, studied agriculture. So I have always loved crafts. I've always loved to create things with my hands, but I always tell people that shoemaking found me because I wasn't exactly searching when I started making shoes. I just was creating things with my hands, and then I found a niche in shoemaking. I was a 100 level student in school, and I lost my dad. God rest his soul. It's been 9 years. I was working with her, so that helped me to get better. You know, immediately after learning, you may not have customers and stuff. So by working with her helped me to gather some funds to get a few machineries and then start on my own. I also built my online presence as at then, yeah. I had a lot of visibility on my page and I was making my sales as little as I could. The training I went for then was Ankara crafts, by the way. So I was just using Ankara material to make slippers and bags and other things. So over the years, customers' order kept increasing. You know, they now started asking for items that had a blend of leather and Ankara. So during a strike in school, I came to Lagos and I went for a leather crafts training.
Wow, fantastic. Actually, I read a lot about what your background is all about, and then, but why do you, from agriculture that you studied,
yeah,
to Ankara design training,
yeah,
then to being a shoemaker, why do you choose shoemaking?
I think it was something I loved doing, seeing a pieces of leather turn out into a beautifully made shoe. I liked competitive stuff. I'm a very competitive person, and I wanted to do something that was out of the ordinary. You know, the shoemaking industry in Nigeria, every time you mention made in Nigeria shoe, the notion is inferior, less quality.
Yeah,
the belief is below standard. So coming into the shoemaking industry was me coming to make a statement and make a difference.
While you are doing that, do you have any opposition, like maybe in your family? Let's say your dad passed. How are you able to scale through that moment? You know, it is a moment that you don't have probably less support.
Yeah.
And then I know I read something about that said it took you 1 year to gather the money for the training. How bad was there? What happened there?
So support is relative. I say that because I come from a very supportive family, but even in their support, they are very careful. You have to earn the support. They wouldn't just give you that money. So while I was saving for my training, they've paid for my training previously. I had learned how to make slippers and shoes, but I wasn't satisfied with what I was making in my shoes. I wanted more knowledge. But for someone that's they've paid for your training twice, they have tried. So me saving for it was not because I didn't even bother telling them I wanted to do this training.
Okay.
I just saw the training. I was like, okay, I have a store in school, I am working. If I double my hustle and work harder, I can save for this money. Because if you read that story correctly, you will see the parts where I said it took me 1 year to save 300K for my masterclass training. But by the time I went back for the training, the price was already 500K. So now I went back to my family. They had to come in at that point. So the support still came. They didn't know I was saving for that training. So,
that will actually ginger.
By the time I now tell them, this is the price, this is how much I have.
Yeah, that's good.
They are left with no option. Even though they send me a statement of how many training do you want to do? I mean, grow with what you have and stuff. And I'm like, no, this one I saw, there's something there and I must be there. So but when you're asking for help and you're saying, oh, I have this, I need this to balance, it shows some level of seriousness.
Yeah.
So that is the part where I said help is relative. They'll be willing to help, but they also want to see that the person they are helping will not be taking that help for granted and stuff. Yeah, so that's how it works.
Yeah. Okay, what are the, in this industry now that you have, what are the biggest challenge you are facing, or leather business is actually facing as a whole in Nigeria?
Getting a specific leather is the biggest challenge we can have in this industry, because so when people tell me scale up, go into production, it's not as easy as it looks. For example, this is a print leather. Prints like this are not something you can always have available. When somebody says, supply me 100 pairs of shoes, you may not find these prints that will make you 100 pairs. And that's a huge limitation.
Really? Wow.
So even if you get the workforce, you may not even get the raw materials to deliver the job. There are some shoes. There's a shoe I call my best-selling shoe. The leather is not always available.
Okay.
I always post when it's available. And the moment I post, they clear it out. Once I post that this leather is back, they clear it out. So that's a limitation. Because somebody can come anytime and say, I want this shoe, and my response will be, oh, the leather is not available. And it's a factor that I do not have the power to change. Yeah, I do not have the power to control it. So the only works we know we can always do steady is in plain leathers, where you need plain colors like this, plain black, plain brown, plain colors. You can always find something to work with. But you see these designs, you can use one design to make a shoe, and it comes out very fine, and everybody wants it, and the material you have is limited. So you cannot.
What about the costs? I know fuel today is 200 naira, tomorrow is 1,000. Fuel just no naira exchange for crude oil now.
Yeah.
We are having increase in fuel. How does it affect?
It affects a lot, because see, sometimes you can tell a customer a price and get to the market and realize you're making little or no profit. There was one time I did that business, and most times when you even ask me questions, I'll have to confirm from the market the current price. Or for someone who at my level, I now buy in bulk, so that before I go back and they're giving me a new price, I'll know how long the one I have can serve me. But if we want to talk about the economy of the country, in my former space, I used to spend roughly 15 to 20,000 naira daily on fuel. Do you know how much that is taken from my business? In a day, fuel 50, because light is everything. You need light to sew, you need light to file, you need light to skive, you need light to stamp. Every single work process. So once you come to work in the morning, the journey is on to the close of day. And then you're spending so much money on fuel. But when I got here, I had to put solar. So at least the pressure, natural sunlight can help but it was still money. I know how it cost over 1 million naira to put solar panel here. So it's not everybody that can afford that. So the economy is still affecting. Then to materials adding prices every day. People complain that my prices are not the same. You ask me for market today and you want to pay in 2 weeks and the prices have changed. It's the shege we are seeing in the markets. Yes.
Shege.
Yeah, because I'm running a business and I'm not going to run at a loss because I'm trying to pity you. When I get to the market and they serve me my own shege,
They want to shegelize.
I can reshape it a little to make it look presentable, but I have to give it back to you. You know, so.
How does that making you to plan in terms of probably are you planning to also jackpot too, or are you feeling with this shege that this thing is doing to you, or are you determined to stay with this economy and make something out of it?
If there's any jackpot plan for me, to go and improve my knowledge and come back. I'm not going nowhere. I did here. I'm here full time. There's no going anywhere. We know that the economy is hard, but if you work smart and with the grace of God, you will thrive and you will survive and you will make something really huge for you. See, take it or leave it. There's money in this country. Oh, you have no idea. There is money in this country. The problem is, do you know how to collect it from them? Learn your skill, know your onions, position yourself well, and the rest is history.
So do you think youths of our country actually have enough skill to actually tap into this abundance that we are talking about?
The youths are not ready. I'm saying that because I don't know how to put it to not sound insulting to my fellow youths, but a lot of them are very lazy. A lot of these people are not willing to work. I've had to employ and let go and re-employ a lot. Some of them know the skill, but they're not willing to do the work.
Yeah.
You see that
sacrifice that it
inferior quality we are known for is what they just want to do. Then let the customer just put his leg. Once it fits, let them just go. You know, the important detail, the finishing, the careful filing, careful stitching is none of your business. So they are not after quality and standard. They're just after, oh, just pay me my money, make I they go. And that's not what my brand represents. So once I see that that's where you are driven towards, I just let you go. I know that you probably do not have a place here. So the youths, a lot of them have the skill, to be very honest. But like someone came this morning and wanted to learn, and he was saying, by the end of his 3 months, will I be able to be as good as you? I said, that is not my decision to make. That is your decision to make. My own work is to give you what you need. So the big question is, are you willing to take it? So the Nigerian youths probably have this skill, but they are just not putting it in a way that it would favor them, like working smart, like I previously said.
If you want to say, okay, you are in a business, an entrepreneur, and you have a lot of experience in this stuff, what do you think government needs to change or to make easy for entrepreneurs to strive, especially the SMEs in this country?
So I think the first thing would be funding, because for me to have grown to this level, I had some level of financial support from my family. There are a lot of people who have learned from me, who come back to work for me because they cannot afford to get basic work tools to start up. So even if you're willing to learn, after paying and after learning, no matter how serious you are, to be able to grow is now another work. Something as small as machines. The scarving machine is almost 1 million naira. Which Nigerian can afford that? Let's not talk about the shoe lasts. I have over how many sets here? People don't even have up to one complete set of lasts in their space because of the cost of these things. So if the government can bring out, even if it is in the form of a loan or grants, whichever way it is, but if they have to even pay back later with very minimal interests, I feel like there will be people who will be willing to take up these things, because shoemaking is not just knowing the job. It will cost you a lot of money. Just last week, one of my machines went bad. I called the market in January and they told me 190K. And I went there last week to pick it up and they're telling me 370,000. That's more than double the price. So
That's
imagine
crazy.
me going to the market with a bottle, okay, 190K, we know things have increased, maybe highest 200, maybe 250, 370,000 naira. I just dust my slippers and I went back home because honestly I cannot afford it. I mean, it was too impromptu. Now this is the big problem. Now that I've gone back home and then I am planning towards 370, when I go back I will no longer meet it at 370. So you see where finance plays a major role. So many people will learn, but they do not even have the finance to start up, to stand on their own and to do things. So my family played a major role in that finance aspect. They were steady coming through for me. Every time I say, okay, this is the stage I am, this is what I need, even though it's in form of borrow or, okay, take, add this to your business, they played a major role in helping me grow. So if the government can bring out finances for the entrepreneurs and SMEs like this, to really go a long way for them. I think that's a major thing.
Show me around, I'll ask my question. Assuming that you are not doing shoemaking, what will you be doing?
Me?
Yes.
Another thing that I love doing would have been photography.
Are you serious?
Yeah. If you see the way I am detailed about taking the pictures of my shoe, you will know that I'm also passionate about taking pictures.
This shoe, when it comes to this, what's the cost for this and how long will it take you to achieve this?
The cost of this one is 35,000 naira.
Okay.
How long it will take me? Roughly 3 hours. I can make 3 to 4 of this in a day. Okay. So roughly 3 hours, 4 hours max.
Okay. That means you spend a lot of time here in your workspace. And so how do you have fun? What do you do as fun thing?
This is fun.
Why are you laughing then?
Is this not fun, guys? This is fun for me. I stay here. It's funny how it feels like I don't have a social life anymore. But this feels like, so when you go to my social media pages and you see what's there, you see that I'm literally having fun here. I can stay here morning, night, week in, week out.
No, good. What's your experience with? Have you ever had any funny or crazy client that you want to tell us a story about? A client.
Which one should we pick? I have a lot of them. I've made a shoe for someone and he came for fitting. He wore it. It was his size and he refused to go home with it.
What happened?
Okay. He said he doesn't feel a connection with the shoe. That was it. And I'm like,
same connection of which network is he looking for?
See, till today, when I went into serious depression because I feel like I have learnt my skill. I'm delivering the job. My online presence is good. So all I need to do is just to continue delivering excellence. Yeah. So in my delivering excellence, somebody can still reject my work. It was depressing. Yes. How do I make a shoe to fit you and also help you connect with the shoe? I was very depressed. I think the shoe is still inside here. Wow. He turned it down, and the most painful part is that I wanted to refund and he refused. You're not taking your shoe, you're not taking your money. What do I do?
I can imagine that scenario, what could have been going through your mind at that time. But that's one of the same experiences.
I have a lot of them. Like if I start counting, you have customers who place an order and you start and finish the job and they change their mind. And they're like, I just saw this new shoe you posted and that's what I want. And I'm like, we're already done with your order. Now you know I don't change my mind. So
you bought materials for
who's lost? He said, put it in your shop, sell it, do whatever. So at this point I'm like, okay, let's have this agreement. Whenever I'm able to sell this one you ordered for, then I'll make the new one. And they threaten you with, I'm going to drag you online. Oh, I'm like,
Excuse me?
God. See, for the sake of my name, I had to do another one. Not because I'm scared of them dragging me online, but I just don't want to be in the news for any bad gist. Whether I am at fault or not, I have a showroom. I have shoes on display, so it won't take me much to just put their shoes there, make them a new one, and just avoid this social media drama. I don't want to be in social media for the wrong reasons at all. So I just
for your trainees out there, and what will we advise them in this kind of situation that you might have some dramas and all that? What will you ask them to have majorly in relating or dealing with clients of this nature? And good ones. I
think patience number one is because you don't win every fight. Yeah,
that's a good one.
You can win a fight and lose the war. I don't know how they say that. It's a saying that you can win the battle and lose the war. Something like that. Exactly. So for clients like that, when I changed it for him, he was happy. Customer satisfaction is key. So with that happiness, he has come back for more. He has referred people, which is important. So I was looking at long term.
Exactly.
I could decide to not change it for him. If he drags me online, I would win the case online. Anybody who hears the story. But, you know, he's a customer. Just make him happy. He will come back. That means more money for you, more sales. He will tell people. No, when people ask him, where did you get this shoe? He will not just say, this shoe is nice, this is where I got it. He'll be like, look at what happened when I got this shoe, and look at how this girl treated it. That counts for something. So sometimes when you have cases like this that we are dealing with, we need to apply wisdom. Find a way to just try to make it balanced. But the thing is, a lot of people don't have that money. Some people cannot afford to buy another material to make you another shoe.
Exactly.
So if you're in the case where you don't have the money, you can relate with your customer. Just find a way to balance things. That's all I can say for that.
Which of the public figure, or let me say celebrity in quotes, that you like to create something for?
William Suchemba!
Are you serious? William, are you serious?
Yes, sir. Williams, if you ever see me, sir.
Williams, she wants to do something for you.
Williams, every time I'm watching your video, I'm looking at your leg. I feel like I should be able to measure your leg from your video and just make you a shoe and just deliver it. I really want to
let's see how it works. Yeah, that's good. That's in the industry. There is a relationship. You study agriculture.
Yeah.
And there is this thing government is trying to do now in the food industry. That's Momo. Do you still want people to still be eating Momo, or they should leave Momo for you? And how is it affecting your industry?
To be honest, people who are making shoes in the north get leathers cheaper because they don't eat Momo over there. So every time they are killing their cows, they are using them for leathers.
For leathers, yeah.
And then if you check the nutritional value, Mama doesn't give anything in the body.
Yeah.
The only thing is, okay, maybe it's cheap. If you can't afford meat, you just have a chewable.
Feel of chewing stuff.
So I cannot entirely say stop eating pomo. I, for one, I'm a huge fan of pomo. So, but if we can have like a reduced production, you know, maybe have more go to the leather factories and have less come to the market. But I cannot say you should completely let pomo out of the market. You can still leave some, and then still have some in the leather market so that we can have more skins to work with.
Yeah. If you leave some, then it's Mama will go luxury.
That's another point.
I can tell you for the free. So where do you see yourself in the next 5-10 years? And
I always like to talk about where I'm going to be in the next 5 years. Like I started in the beginning of this interview, I talked about Nigerian-made shoes known for inferior quality, and you know. So in the next 5 years, I want to be able to roll out shoes in numbers and still maintain the quality that my brand represents. Because we in Nigeria, a few of our shoemakers like to count numbers more than quality. So while the numbers are important, for me, my quality is more important, which is why I always tell my customers, anybody who buys one shoe from me, you don't hook, you go nowhere, because you cannot wear that kind of quality and want to go away. So in 5 years time, we're going to be rolling out number. When I say numbers, I don't mean 500, I mean 5,000. numbers, but we're going to maintain the Cal design standard.
I can imagine. The Cal design standards. That's what. And then I want you to give advice to ladies out there. You as an icon, and we are spotlighting you. You started from while you were in school.
Yeah.
Please give them an advice. What's your advice to ladies out there?
Speaking from experience, when I started this job, a lot of people said a lot of things. So for me to be where I am today simply means that I did not listen to what people said, because people will always talk. So just do you. So my dear fellow ladies, the sky is very wide. You are allowed to dream. Dream big. Spread your wings and fly. Do not listen to what people will say. Let me tell you why. Because people's tongue will change when you are progressing. People who told me, you are a woman, why choose shoemaking, are coming back to say, oh, we are proud of you today. Exact same people. Oh, the greatest of them all was somebody who said, I think she was a classmate in school. She said, I'm wasting my parents' money. Why am I in school if all I do every time is run to my shop to be making shoes? Guess what? She's a shoemaker today.
Yeah.
She sent me a message and she told me that I inspired her. So look at that. People will always talk, speaking from their own point of view, from their own perspective. So do you. When things get better for you, that tongue will also change for the better. So just spread your wings, fly as high as you can.
Yeah.
There are no limits.
Yeah. These are bags, and these are shoes. Which one do people actually goes well with?
I think I get a lot of orders for shoes more than bags. I recently added bags because a man comes in to take a pair of shoes for himself and is like, you don't have anything for my woman?
Yeah.
So the bag just complements. It's not like anybody calls me to say I want a bag.
Okay.
Hardly do I get the I want a bag offer. It's usually, okay, I'm buying two for myself, let me take one thing for my woman.
I like it. The choice of colors, pink, green. These are lovely colors.
I had to be versatile.
Yeah.
One thing I like to do in my space, if you look around, is I like to be very versatile. By the time I was opening this space, I told myself that no customer will walk in here and not see what they like. No matter what your choice is, except you don't have it in your size. If you want a loafer shoe, you want a lace shoe, you want a boot, you want buckle, double monk strap, whatever you want, brogues, you want shiny face, you want patina, whatever you want, you would find something that suits your choice. Then if size is the problem, then you place an order to get it for later.
The leather, the quality of the stuff, these are fantastic.
We try to work with the best available qualities in the market.
Fantastic stuff. Even pause. Vicky, they show yourself. Nice one. Pause. Leather pause.
My name is Ezenachukwu Victoria, like I previously said, and my brand name is Cal Designs, KHAL_designs. We are on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. We also have a walk-in store at number 39 Moloni Street off Herbert Macaulay Expressway, Adekunle Yaba, Lagos. Flammy TV actually came here to cover my space and do a mini interview, so you can kindly like, share, subscribe, all of those things, comment, just help us grow. Thank you.